I believe that one of the most underappreciated and sometimes underutilized concept for effective marketing is empathy, and in particular, practicing cognitive empathy as a tool for crafting powerful marketing of any sort. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through a super valuable exercise that you can do with your team or with your clients to inject more empathy into your marketing. Let's go. G'day, I'm Ben Amos from Engage Video Marketing, and on this channel I share tips, tricks and strategies to engage your ideal audience through effective video marketing. If that sounds valuable to you, then hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. In my recent video here on the channel, I shared what I believe to be the #1 trait that all good video marketers need, and that is, you guessed it, empathy. The idea of really understanding your ideal audience, stepping into their shoes, into their heads and their hearts, so that you can craft marketing that resonates with them and moves them to actually take the action that you need. Empathy really is a powerful tool, and it is something that can be practiced. See, in my video marketing agency, one of the ways that we work with our clients to develop more empathy when designing a marketing strategy is by creating something called an empathy map. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through this exercise using one of our ideal customer avatars as an example. Now, this empathy mapping exercise is something that's best done either with your team if you're working on your own marketing, or in collaboration with a client if you're working more as an agency or a consultant. All right, let's jump in and get started. Okay, so for this empathy mapping exercise, I'm using a virtual workspace created on Miro.com. You can check Miro out via the link on the screen and in the descriptions. But you can, of course, do this on a whiteboard or with post-it notes, or in physical form as well. Whatever floats your boat. I like working digitally, so that's how we're going to work today. So as you can see, the empathy map has a specific design or structure to it. And in the middle here, you can see the 4 quadrants of the empathy map. What we have is our ideal customer in the middle, and I'll get to that in a second. But then around that, we're going to break down those 4 quadrants into what the customer says, what the customer thinks, what the customer does, and what the customer feels. And we're going to use this as a framework to really spend some time brainstorming and understanding better what we know about our ideal customer that we're trying to target in a marketing strategy, in order, of course, to get more empathetic with that customer and what's going to move them to take the action that we need them to with our marketing. So in this case, the ideal customer, obviously you need to have an understanding and go through a process beforehand, really understanding your customer avatars. Know who it is that you're trying to reach with your marketing message for your business. Now in this case, we're going to do this for one of our customer avatars called Connected Chris. Now, Connected Chris, just to give you a brief understanding of him, this is for our video marketing agency. He's an ideal client for us. Connected Chris is a professional service provider. He's male, 28, he's in a relationship, he's got no kids, around 92,000 income annually in his business, in his career. And Chris is all about being connected to grow his client base and uses online platforms to connect. He's regularly active on social media platforms, and he likes to attend events and engage with articles that are about being ahead of the curve or ideas with technology and so on. So that's a really brief understanding of our client avatar, one of our client avatars within my video marketing business. So let's just keep Chris in mind as we go through this process here. So with Connected Chris as our ideal customer in the middle, obviously this is where you put your ideal audience in the middle, or who it is that you've got in mind as you're creating this empathy map. And then it's a process of simply brainstorming. I like the idea of using post-it notes, or in this case virtual post-it notes, to brainstorm. When you're sitting down with a group of people, whether it be in your team or with your clients, I suggest writing down every idea into a post-it note, everything that someone comes up with. Don't try and use the brainstorming phase or the ideation phase here to decide whether or not it's a good idea or not, or a good thought or not. Just write them down onto a post-it note. And that's kind of what we've done here before hitting record on this. What I want to talk you through here is how we've come up with the different ideas for the empathy map, and it's based on what we know about our customers. So first of all, in the first quadrant, we're going to brainstorm things that we know our customers say when it comes to video marketing. Now, in this case, Connected Chris, has some things that he has said, or that kind of customer has said about video marketing for their business. And we've taken these from actual conversations and surveys and things that we've heard our our previous clients say. So when you're thinking about the says quadrant here, it's important to actually base it on things that you know your ideal customers say about your product or service or idea. So I'm going to throw some ideas in here. They say we need a video for our website. They say I don't watch videos online, so neither do my customers. So that's more of a negative thing that they say. They say that we're too busy to do videos. I'm just going to throw some of these ideas into this quadrant here. And as you're brainstorming these ideas with your team, you need to be thinking about, are these things that we know our customers actually say when they think about our services? I think there's some more off the side here. Video's too expensive. And we want to do video this year, but don't know where to start. So these are some of the ideas that we know that customers like Connected Chris say about video marketing. Okay, so that's great. We're well on our way of creating our empathy map. The next stage is to think about, what is Connected Chris thinking? What is that ideal customer actually thinking? What's going through their head? They might not say it out loud, but what do you know when you kind of get into the heads and hearts of your ideal customer? What are they thinking when they think about your product or service or your area of interest? So they're thinking that we don't have budget for video marketing, or they're thinking about, I'm insecure about how I'll come across on video. They're thinking about our competition marketing better than us, so that's kind of keeping them up at night. They're thinking about a whole bunch of different things. Video marketing is all about advertising. That's what they think. They think that I should be doing more video like these other people that I follow online. So they're feeling a bit of FOMO, like they're not doing enough with their marketing. So a whole bunch of ideas that we've kind of brainstormed and throw down on Post-it notes. Obviously you could go as nuts as you want to with as many ideas as you want. And then we do the same for does. So what does our customer actually do? Physically, what do they do in the real world? So he goes to networking events. He speaks to PR agencies or web designers for marketing advice. He attends professional development or education webinars. He seeks opportunities to learn more about marketing. He sticks to text and photo social posts and sharing articles because he's uncertain about video. So it's coming up with a bunch of ideas here, just brainstorming anything that you know that they do. Obviously things that are relevant to the product or service that you're marketing. Once you've filled the do quadrant and you're happy that you've satisfied that, then the next step is to work on the feels quadrant. And this is where you're trying to get into the hearts of your ideal customer. Thinking about, okay, so how does this make them feel? What are they feeling when it comes to your product or service? So in this case, Connected Chris, when he's thinking about video marketing, it makes him feel that he's too busy to focus on growth in his business. He's overwhelmed by the options. These are emotive things, right? He's nervous about being on camera. He feels like he could be left behind if he doesn't take some sort of action. Maybe he feels less than his competitors. He feels out of touch. There's a whole bunch of things that he's feeling when he's thinking about the idea of using video to market his business. So we can come up with a whole bunch of feeling ideas here and throw them into the empathy map. Okay, the next stage of this empathy mapping exercise is to now look at what you've got here in each of these quadrants more critically. So what I want you to do is to actually kind of go through and think about sorting some of these, and maybe you're going to combine some of them because they're quite similar, or maybe you're going to consider throwing some of them out because they don't really fit. So this is where you open a conversation with the rest of the team that you're doing this with and think, have we created a detailed and accurate empathy map for this ideal customer? So let's have a look here. This idea of like he could be left behind or he's less than his competitor, they're kind of the same, I think. They're potentially kind of covering the same sort of thing. So maybe we can get rid of that one and delete that one. We might look at the idea of I don't want to be on video. Is this something that he would actually say, or is this more something that he would think? So let's talk about that. And maybe we decide that actually that should be more in the think quadrant, that I don't want to be on video. And, let's look at the things that he does here. So we could probably combine some of these and just think these are kind of similar in these competitors things. So maybe we're kind of grouping them together and starting to get a sense. You really can see just how powerful it is to be intentional when developing empathy for your target audience. See, I often find that you might think that you know your customer, but when you sit down and take the time to really unpack what they say, what they think, do, and feel in this way, you'll find that you will uncover some new insights and clarity. So the next time you're planning a marketing campaign or video strategy, I encourage you to give this empathy mapping exercise a try and drop me a comment below to let me know what you think. Oh, and if you're still not clear on your target audience for your marketing, then this video right here will help you with that. Otherwise, click on this video here to go deeper into your video marketing journey with me in the next video.